Today, we will tackle about the teaching and assessment in reading. Reading being a life skill has been inculcated in the school system from the time the child enters school. During on reading. According to Stanley 2007, reading is a process of reconstructing meaning from written text. Reading is also defined a cognitive process that involves decoding symbols to arrive at meaning. According to Denchant 1991, reading is a visual process that begins with one's ability to use one's vision to interpret graphic symbols. Rewinder S. 2019 expressed that reading being a process that involves recognizing words, it leads to the development of comprehension. On reading comprehension, Snow C. 2010 expressed that comprehension is the process of simultaneously constructing and extracting meaning through interaction and engagement with print. According to the Keto 12, reader reading instructional resources is an intentional, active, interactive process that occurs before, during, and after a person reads a particular piece of writing. Denchant 1991 states that reading comprehensions refers to the understanding what is read. So readers must be able to cognitively process the words by drawing meaning from their own experience and knowledge to understand the author's message. Conscious of the ultimate purpose of reading, which is comprehension and its value for successful functioning in our society, according to Kindle P 2015, noted that it is a very essential that you will have clearer and richer ideas about this macro skill, which is the reading. Understandably, you have been familiar with this life skill from the time you started school. More so, prospective teachers of English, where this skill has been built in as part of your academic pursuit. You are expected to be adept with this real-life skill.
On purpose of reading. According to Hammer 2009, reasons for reading include students' career, language acquisition, students' vocabulary knowledge, modeling English writing, introducing topics, and stimulating discussions. In addition, Charlton E. 2019 expressed that reading could help you live longer. You may absorb more from a physical book. You may develop the skills for the future. It builds your vocabulary and it wards off brain deterioration. On principles of teaching reading. Any academic undertaking like reading instruction must be anchored on and measured against certain principles. The following authorities share their thoughts about this. Graves M. 2007 offers the following instructional principles in teaching reading. Number 1. Building positive attitudes and perspectives. In order to encourage or build positive attitudes about reading, teachers must learn about students' current attitudes. Create a classroom environment that promotes reading and classroom norms that value reading. Number 2. Provide a balanced instructional framework. Provide consistent instructional structure and use time effective. There should be phonetic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. It should be balanced and, of course, use time effectively. Provide text that students can read successfully. Number 4, provide time for word study. It is very important because it helps the students improves their vocabulary bank. Number 5, encourage independent reading. Independent reading improves comprehension and students develop their vocabulary. Number 6, coordinate intervention instruction and classroom instructions. Intervention instructions are proactive, intentional, formal, and flexible, and it must be coordinated with classroom instructions. Vanna Lovec L. 1999 added the following principles of teaching reading. Number 1. Encourage students to read as often and as much as possible, meaning the more students read, the better. Number 2. Students need to be engaged with what they are reading. Number 3. Encourage students to respond to the content of a text and explore their feelings about it, not just concentrate on its construction. Number 4. Prediction is a major factor in reading. When we read text in our language, we frequently have a good idea of the content before we actually start reading. Number 5. Match the task to the topic when using intensive reading text, and good teachers explore reading text to the full.
On the teaching of reading, number 1, be conscious of skills to be developed among the students. These are considered life skills, hence they should be given premium in teaching learning engagement. A. Noting details. Understanding the details will help you understand the selection better. Furthermore, details guide the readers to understand part of the whole. Following directions. Skills is putting adherence to what is or are set for order and discipline. These are myriads of situations in life where people tend just do things on their own. Instead, they must follow directions. In actual life experience, people and events turn out better if there is faithful adherence to these very important skills. Sequencing events. It is arrangement or proper organization of things and events. If responsibilities are done in proper sequence, things and people become organized and systematic. In reading, this is very essential as this guides the reader to organize and come up with a general understanding of the written text or reading material. Fact from opinion. A fact is an event or situation that is proven and tested based on the data, while an opinion is a personal belief about a person or situation that is still needed to be proven. These skills guides the reader to ensure that as an idea are presented either through facts or opinion, he or she can weigh the situation before a decision is arrived at. Cause and effect relationship. This notes that every action happens based on the cause and the result of the action is the effect. Being so, words and action needs to be well thought of the engender peace and prosperity. As one reads, he or she needs to be responsible in his or her actions or reactions based on the given promises. Predicting outcomes. It is to foretell what future action lie ahead based on the present situation. It is therefore important to learn to prepare for future events so as not to be caught in an adverse situation. This is really given value in reading as one is lead to well thought of real life plans. Main idea. It is identifying the gist of the text, thus giving focus on the essentials. This skills is indeed useful as people give credit to brevity and conciseness of the ideas based on the supporting ideas of the matter. This skills involves the act of reading that needs to be done fast to get the intended meaning of the selection within a short period of time. Of quick reading from the start of the selection until the end in order to get its intended meaning. This is actual skills on getting the main idea just simply done fast. Is the act of quick reading which is used to look for specific information and that the eyes need to move quickly to the page seeking for specific answers.
On the teaching of reading. Know your students. Your ample knowledge on the demographic profile of your students will give you an idea on the kind of reading material to offer based on the set of competencies, learning activities, and scaffold and its attainability with a given time frame. Pre-reading. This is a lead-in stage that allows the readers to activate their prior knowledge and create a schema Based on the upcoming selection to be taken up, the following are the sample suggested activities. Critical vocabulary. These are the unfamiliar words found in the selection reading material to facilitate understanding of the material. Unlock them operationally using any of the following clues. Context clues. These are the cues that help the students understand the meaning of unfamiliar words. They are used in meaningful situations as related to the text. They come in the form of definition, explanation, synonyms, antonyms, and appositive. Picture clues. Images presenting unfamiliar words can be shown to be given in an idea
reading
of
activity.
what the words mean.
It is a comprehension strategy that guides
Configuration
students in
clues.
asking questions
These are the
about a
figures
text, making predictions
represented
and then
by
reading
short
to confirm
and long
or
boxes
refute
that
the predictions.
correspond to the
The
sizes
DRTA process
of the
encourages
letters
students
in the given words.
to be active and thoughtful readers, enhancing their comprehensions.
Anticipation guide. It is a comprehension strategy that is used to activate students' prior knowledge and build curiosity about a new topic. Before reading, students listen or read several statements about key concepts represented in the text. They are often instructed as a series of statements with which the students can choose to agree or disagree. Anticipation guides stimulate students' interest in the topic and a set of a purpose for reading.
During reading, these are the reading strategies and activities during the reading proper. Page encounter. After reading each page of the reading material, students in pairs discuss or share an experience in pairs about the part of the material read. After, they proceed reading and will do the same. Reading interface. This strategy can be done when students read the material alternately in pairs of two big groups. Oral reading proficiency is given importance in this activity. In the process, they can take turns in asking questions. Visualizing highlights. When the teacher or student reads the selection, the other students illustrate the important events on paper. That is during reading.
Post-reading. This stage of reading activity is done after a story selection is read. Since reading is basically comprehension, the following activities may help assess how much the students understand the reading material. Dimensional questions. After reading and discussing the story and the realization of its competencies, the teacher assesses how much the students have learned. It follows the following dimensions. Literal. It means the recognition of facts. Inferential. Reasons why events happen. Critical evaluation. These are the justifying opinions and forming judgment. And integration. This is the infusion of values called for by the story and its competences. Graphic organizers. These are the illustrations that the students can use to capture their understanding of the story or the competencies. Thereafter, they explain the graphic organizer they have created. Creative writing. This activity elicits the students' holistic understanding of the selection through their individual creative written activity. This may come in a form of scripts, short stories, commentaries, and others.